everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's is Python Season 2, Episode 3, and we're talking about the top 3 best modules for your Python projects, including one I use all the time. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first module that we're going to be discussing is a module called datetime, and I am using a different IDE for these examples. It's called PyCharm, but mainly everything should work exactly the same in program is. And the only thing to look out for is when you're using this next datetime, it does grab the time, and it was in the wrong time zone for me, so just look out for that. So first I'm going to just import the datetime module. And now we're going to create a variable. I'm going to call mine time, and then it's going to equal datetime dot now, and then parentheses. And then we can just print time. And now when we run everything, we get the current date and the current time. Now everything is actually in military time or just a 24-hour clock. So a way to fix that is when we print time, we can actually print it differently by formatting it. So we can do time dot strf time, and then in another set of parentheses we add quotes, and then you add a percentage sign, and then you add h, and then another percentage sign, and then m, and then a final percentage sign and s, and so that not pound sign, percentage sign, and then s. And then basically what this will do is just format it correctly to where it only shows us what we want, and kind of just in a better way. So now it just says 17:05:10. You can add something like commas in between this or colons, but I just kind of use it with spaces. So yeah, this is really useful to find the current time. This can be useful if you're making something like an app or a website. So let's move on to the next module. Alright, so the next module we're going to be talking about is the random module, and we actually have discussed this before, but I'm going to go a bit deeper into it. So first we're just going to import random, and so now I'm going to create a list. I'm just going to call this list fruits. So fruits equals, and then we're just going to type and then go orange, with banana, and then finally so now if we want to pick a random fruit out of our list, or random anything out of whatever your list is, we're going to create a variable called let's just say choice, what our choice is, and it's going to equal random dot choice, and then in parentheses you're just going to add what list you were choosing from. So in my case it is fruits, and we're just going to print choice. Now when we hit run, a random fruit is chosen. So in this case the random fruit chosen was grape. Okay, so if you're wanting to pick a random number from one point to another point, there's a really easy way to do it. So let's create a variable, and I'm just going to call it number. And the number is going to equal random dot randit, and then you're just going to put parentheses, and then you're going to choose like the number spectrum. So mine is going to go all the way from 1 to 11, and it's going from 1 to 11, but it's really going from 1 through 10, because as we've talked about, Okay, so if you're wanting to pick a random number from one point to another point, there's a really easy way to do it. So let's create a variable, and I'm just going to call it number, and the number is going to equal random dot random.randit, and then you're just going to put parentheses, and then you're going to choose like the number spectrum. So mine is going to go all the way from 1 to 11, and it's going from 1 to 11, but it's really going from 1 to through 10, because as we've talked about, Python starts with 0, so this actually just goes from 1 to 10. And so I'm just going to, after this, I'm just going to print the number, and then when you hit run, it gives you a random number. Okay, so right here we have a while loop, and basically what it's doing is just printing hello. But if we click run, it literally prints hello absolutely infinitely. But what if we wanted that to happen less? So let's say we only wanted to print hello every second. So we would use time.sleep after importing the time module. And then we would use time.sleep, and then in parentheses, we would insert how long we want it to actually wait for. So let's just say 1 second. And so now when we click run, it says hello every second. Hey everyone, thank you guys for watching. I know I wasn't around for a while, but now I'm going to be back, and I'll see you guys in the next one.